Hi, I'm Josh Hockman with Park Industries Customer Service Department. On this video, we are going to be talking about overstrokes and water pressure control errors. So this will be the beginning stages of a water pressure control error, or what you need to do for an overstroke on a Hypertherm P50 or 60 pump, or this will apply also to the fusion intensifiers. So to start out with here, we want to check our incoming water pressure here on our gauges. And ideally, you should be getting 100, 110 PSI on your gauges when the pump is running. You can run perfectly fine down to 80 PSI. After 80 PSI, we start to notice some issues. And you may want to take a look at our other video for troubleshooting your incoming water pressure issue there. If you do have a 10 PSI difference between the two gauges, then you need to take a look at your filters and clean or replace your filters there. If you're getting an overstroke, you will notice on your screen also that one of the sides will be going to red. If you are getting a overstroke on both sides, so sometimes it's the left, sometimes it's the right, your water pressure is the first thing you do want to check. It also can be a high pressure line leak. So you want to follow all your lines all the way from your intensifier to your cutting head and making sure you do not have any leaks. We do have a video posted below of how to correct your high pressure leaks also. Just make sure you also remember, especially on like Saberjets, the red cover on the front head, that you take a look behind that and making sure there's no leaks there. And also on the Javelin, a short piece of the line runs through the column and making sure there's no leaks there. On the next step would be to take a look at your cutting water outline and making sure that your bleed down valve here is not leaking and just running water straight to your drain when it's trying to cut. The other thing it can be, if it's one on both sides, is your orifice is blowing. And you need to either clean or replace your orifice there. So that covers most of it if it's on both sides. If you are getting a overstroke where it's constantly a left or constantly a right, then we're looking at the intensifier, and we have an issue here. If you are getting, let's say, a left overstroke, you want to concentrate on your left check valve, your left low pressure poppet, or if your right high pressure poppet. If it's the high pressure poppet, it's always the opposite side of what the alarm is. If you do have a high pressure poppet issue, a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, it will build heat up at the end by your high pressure line. So you can hold your hand above the line safely. It can get pretty hot, so don't burn yourself, but you can compare side to side, and if one feels a lot warmer than the other, you can then I would be starting on that side with that high pressure poppet is not sealing off inside the check valve. Another thing you can do is you can use just a regular temperature gun and shoot the temperature of each side and see how big of a temperature difference you're getting if one is getting warmer. If everything's operating properly, they should stay within a couple degrees of each other, and you shouldn't have an issue there. Another thing that does work pretty handy is a thermometer, and so you can see where your heat is building up, and your higher areas is where you'd want to start there. So that covers that. We're going to tear in and start taking a look and show you what you're looking for on your check valve and poppets here. So when you start tearing into your intensifier, the very first thing you want to do is make sure your plunger is on the correct side you want to tear into. So in this case, we do want to tear into our left side here. So we can tell that the plunger is on the left side because of the amber colored light that's on there. The green light is for the power. The amber light is indicating what side the intensifier is on right now. So if it's not on that side, there's a couple things you can do. You can disconnect a prox. Whichever side you want the intensifier on, disconnect the prox, start up the intensifier, and it'll stroke once then, or a maximum of one time, and then stop your intensifier, and then you can connect your prox again and make sure the amber colored light turns on, then you know it's on that side. Another thing you can do on the predictive pumps is you can go to your screen. So on some of the Saberjets, you will have to go into your advanced setup screen and click your jet feedback alarm in the bypass tab. Once you have that, you'll just turn your key to the left side. Make sure you have your system on here, so that should be lit up. And then if you start on your home screen here, we'll just click the double wrenches and then the intensifier shift here to move the plunger. Use your green button, the cool down mode, to start the pump up, and then just hit the arrow to whichever side you want that stroke to. And then just double check your proxies to make sure that those are good. And then we'll be able to do our testing. But that's what it takes to troubleshoot an overstroke issue or rebuilding the cylinder here. As always, if you have any questions, please give our customer service department a call and we'd be glad to help. Thank you.